We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
He's been in fantastic form, so he may be missed tonight. Overall, I think Adelaide Croatia Raiders did fairly well defending with just 10 men. Absorbed Adelaide City's pressure. They did end up losing 2-1, but it was late in the game where the cracks just started to show, especially after their substitutions came on really late in the game. Just seemed a little bit too unorganised, and Adelaide City were able to capitalise. So, lining up for Adelaide Croatia Raiders tonight, wearing the number 5, Bradley Corbo. Number 6, Noah Blazeka. Number 7, Donatien Niankuru. Number 8, Callum Campbell. Number 9, and the captain for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, Anthony Costa. Number 14, Oliver Zafaridis. Number 19, Reece Thompson. Number 20, Marco Toriani. Number 22, Vincent Barbaro. Number 26, Yuto Akita. Wearing the number 31 rather, coming to this side for this week, Stefan Matteo. And we're about to kick off. Home side Adelaide United Youth will kick from left to right in their red kit. Adelaide Croatia Raiders in their blue away strip tonight. Although, as we said earlier, they don't have to travel very far. You can just about see the ground. Well, you can definitely see the ground from the car park here. Adelaide Croatia Raiders will go all the way back to Barbaro to play it out from the back. Hits it long. Played all the way back. Early chance here for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, but the flag goes up. And it was an early chance that they took full advantage of last week. Anthony Costa only taking 20 seconds to score a goal against Adelaide City. It was a bit of a fumble from John Hall, but the Raiders captain finding himself in the right place at the right time and giving Raiders that early advantage. They'd love to get themselves off to a similar start tonight, given how much of a challenge we expect this game to be tonight. As we mentioned at the top, Taladera not available for Adelaide United. And they brought in 2 midfielders to the side. Wearing the number 45, Alex Battistella, and the 71, Vinko Stanisic. Crawford also isn't playing tonight, so nice little ball to find Battistella. Looks for the cross, offloads it short. It's Garuccio. Tatu lurking on that far side, but he's happy to retreat. And of course, the other bit of talk around Adelaide United Youth all week, Etan Andrioli. He will be taking the helm of the Adelaide United senior side for the 25-26 A-League season, but still a bit of work to do with his youth team for this REA NPLSA season. And of course, we're just kicking off the second half of the season tonight with round 12. As Raiders gear up for this corner. So it was these two sides that started off the seasons for each of them in round 1, and in that occasion it was a 1-0 win to Adelaide United. All sent in long, but easily dealt with by United. Opportunity, stick, little shot there from Raiders, but they keep control. Mateo was found on that left-hand side, and ended up being a loose ball that Costa was trying to get on the end of, but well gathered in the end by Page. Play between the sticks for Adelaide United Youth tonight, the Young Reds. And quite pleasant conditions at the moment at Service FM Stadium. the Apex Steel NPLSA clash that was before us, that Paul was commentating for us. He had the sun in his eyes for the last little part of the game. Mercifully, it's just disappeared now, and a chance for Adelaide United. Joey Garuccio managed to beat the play out, but in the end was beaten by the post. Tried to just place it to the near side of Barbaro, but ended up missing everything. So tonight we thank RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. And if you love the game, why not study it? Flinders University now offers degrees in sport, teaching, psychology, social work and more in its new city campus. Apply now for mid-year entry. Toriani finds Arcade up. Niakuru short. Niakuru had plenty of energy last week. Trying to open up these opportunities for Raiders on the transition. A little bit too much work for him to do on his own, given so much of his side were committed to defending Adelaide City. The second half for Raiders last week did provide a little bit more attacking opportunity. That one's sent in and easily gathered by Vincent Barbaro, wearing the fluoro yellow and the number 22. Chance here for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Costa slips it to Matteo. Finds a man in the middle. They just about found the back of the net. Mad little scramble there for Page. He's up all the way back at the other end of the field. Some Barbaro with the 18-yard box. He decides to give it a crack on his own, and why not? Wasn't a terrible ball in. Past Page, although he may have left it. Taking up a more defensive role in midfield. Croatia Raiders picking up possession in the middle of the field. Niankuru. He's got Costa in front of him. Happy to run with it. Ultimately loses it. Callum Campbell on the right-hand side as well. Another player that was, I think, showed a lot of energy, especially in the second half last week. He's a former Adelaide United youth player. I expect him to be running hard all evening. And just looking at the setup with Niankuru and Campbell, they're not in the same positions as they were last week. Niankuru just a little bit more central, with Campbell sitting more wide on that right-hand side. Campbell does have plenty of pace, so something for Adelaide Croatia Raiders to use tonight. Very different battles happening on the RAA and NPLSA table for these two sides. For Adelaide United Youth, it's around the top of the ladder. Adelaide Croatia Raiders, it's a battle to take themselves out of those dreaded bottom two spots. As Mateo is found on that left-hand side, crosses it once again. He's found himself in a fair bit of space so far this afternoon. Not a bad start for Adelaide Croatia Raiders this evening. But a lot of game to be played yet. Just 9 minutes on the One World and Sportal LED scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. And a free kick one here from Adelaide Croatia Raiders that Oliver Safridis will take. 29-year-old. He'll take it off his left boot and will swing away from the goal. It's a bit of height in the 18-yard box there with Toriani floating around. He positioned himself just ahead of Page, but the ball ultimately looked like it was just delivered a little bit too deep. And a loose one here that Tatu will try to pick up. Doesn't get to it. It's played all the way back to Barbaro. But Tatu with a chance here. Loose ball in the 18-yard box. Vincent Barbaro called into action. He's done really, really well to get his hand on that. A chance for Adelaide United from the corner here, but persistence almost paying for Mlani Tatu on that occasion. 17-year-old, 4 goals so far this year. A-League appearances and plenty of chatter about him at the moment. He chased that loose ball and ended up finding the Raiders defender, but Barbaro once again called into action. Looked like that was heading on the trajectory to just squeeze under that crossbar, but Barbaro just helps it over. It'll be another corner kick from Adelaide United. Joey Garuccio will take it. Chooses the short option on this occasion to Brodie Burkett. The whistle went despite that shot from outside the 18-yard box from Tatu. It's a goal kick, so possibly went out a little bit earlier. No, officials blown his whistle, so looks like it is in fact a free kick. That'll be taken by Vincent Barbaro. Curry just gets ahead to it, finds Costa, but ends up being a loose one picked up by Adelaide United. A chance for them to slowly build. Phyllis finds Garuccio, who's just squeezed back to provide some support. So Battistella's playing a more advanced right winger role. Garuccio slipping back from the striker position he played last week to, well, he's sitting at right back at the moment. Be interesting to watch his positioning throughout the rest of this game. Last week, Adelaide United got the win against the struggling Mobry side thanks to a 55th minute Brody Burkett goal, bringing his tally to 6 this season. And tonight, Brody Burkett may well get another one to his name. He's on the left-hand side of that front too, and we're on Garuccio watch still, and looks like he's in that striker position as well. So 4-1-3-2 is the formation that Adelaide United youth have right at this second. Garuccio back to Corbo, and it ends up out, and it'll be a throw-in for Adelaide United on this far side. Twilight football at Service FM Stadium as Amlani Tatu tried his luck. What we guesstimate that as 35 yards out. Ends up sailing it well over, but hey, you miss all the shots that you don't take. REA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. 14 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Vincent Barbaro and Stefan Matteo, who just manages to keep it in. Or doesn't, as the whistle goes. Campbell on that right-hand side, sends it long. A little bit too long in the end. Stefan Matteo, no chance to get it. Sailed way over the crossbar in the end. Toriani managed to pick up a loose one there. Stella. Garuccio sends it into the 18-yard box. He was hoping to find Tatu on the end of it. Campbell plays it back to Akita. Finds Corbo. Looked like a well-measured run in the end. And he got a good push in at the end as well to send his opposite player into his bench. Just having a quick look at the REA NPLSA ladder at the moment, because we had another game wrap up not too long ago. This afternoon we had Adelaide Comets hosting Mobry Jets. That one ending 0-0, and Playford hosting Croydon. Playford getting a win, Croydon getting a win away against Playford. 3-1 the margin in the end. So Croydon currently sitting on 18 points in 6th position at the moment, just ahead of Playford on 16. And Comets on 16 points in 8th position, ahead of Mobry Jets, who are currently sitting in 10th. So if Raiders get 3 points tonight, they'll be on equal 11 with Mobry Jets. So same points mean you'd have to do a little bit of mathematics to find out who's going to drop into that relegation zone with West Torrens Bacalla, but got some work ahead of him to get this win against Adelaide United Youth, who are just looking to get some control in this game, hold some possession. Lucio again, tracking back. It's Batistella. Nicola finds Burkett short. to Phyllis. So, looks like Adelaide United sort of going with a back three at the moment. Chance here for Battistella. Gets the shot off. May have taken a deflection on the way in, but ends up well past the far post. Won't trouble Vincent Barbaro. Three goals scored so far this year from Adelaide United youth. Stella. Crucio to Nicola. Phyllis. Finds Garuccio. So, particularly on that near side, we're seeing that play positions looking pretty dynamic, pretty fluid at this point. Over the last couple minutes, Adelaide United just content to hold possession, bide their time, wait for something to open up. Battistella. White. And that's a poor one in the end. Looking for Alex Battistella on the near side, so it'll be a throw-in taken by Stefan Matteo. Blazek under too much pressure there, and possibly a chance opening up here for Adelaide United. Garuccio, and Kuru got a foot to it. Vincent Barbaro able to make that loose one in the 18-yard box. His. Making sure that ball in the 18-yard box doesn't cause them any issues. It'll be a throw-in here from Adelaide United. We're talking earlier about the first time these two teams met. Round one of the RAA NPLSA for this season. 1-0 win for Adelaide United on that occasion. Vincent Barbaro in goals for Raiders was player of the match in that particular game. And Pundawana for Adelaide United, 79th minute scorer to get United that 3-point win for their season opener for this year. It's Battistella. Got that cross off. Just a little bit too far and high for Amlani Tatu in the end. So going back to head since Raiders have been back in top flight. They also played each other twice last year, and that occasion, 1 win each. Mentioned earlier also Callum Campbell, former Adelaide United youth player, now with Raiders. No goals yet in RAA NPLSA this year, but 18-year-old has plenty of energy and trying to make his presence known on that far right side so far this evening. Deep off Garuccio's boot there. Vincent Barbaro not troubled once again. Just one clean sheet so far this year for the Adelaide Croatia Raiders keeper for tonight, and Vincent Barbaro, 21 years of age. As I said, he was one of the standout players when these two teams faced off in round one this season. Nicola just about found Battistella, but under too much pressure in the end. Zafaridis rather. forth on the near side. And with a late start today, didn't get onto some important housekeeping in terms of officials. So we'll go over that in just a moment. And here we go, the moment you've all been waiting for, referee appointments for tonight. Curtis Wadsworth in the mid all of the field. Thomas Temby and Zach Britton, the two assistants. .24 minutes currently showing on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Game certainly slowed down in the last 5 or 10 minutes as Adelaide United try to hold possession, try to play the game on their terms and try to force Adelaide Croatia Raiders to chase just a little bit. Barbaro just about found Blazeka in the middle. All this concerning. Garuccio goes to ground. He's got his hand on that left-hand shoulder. Curtis Wadsworth goes to have a look at him. Doesn't look like anything too concerning. Looks like the play will be resumed by Thompson and Toriani. Now a chance for Raiders here. Just hold possession, try to slow things down, build it up from the back. Zeka finds Costa. Scans. Finds Akita. Tried to run with it, but stifled in the end. Not a bad outcome with throw-in for Raiders here. Costa got the initial touch to it, but didn't control it. Damlani Tatu putting that one over the line. Akita under a little bit of pressure, goes it all the way back to Barbaro. Looked to pick it up, but it was just outside of the 18-yard box. Mateo looked to have got the chest on that, but ultimately loses possession. Few players to watch today. Brody Burkett, he's been in impressive form. Found the back of the net the 55-minute mark last week against Mowbray, bringing his tally to 6 goals so far this season. Ryan White was also a standout last week. Look for the tall fella in the middle of the park wearing that number 44. Might have to step up in the centre of midfield without Taldera by his side, having got that red card last week. And of course, Amlani Tatu, left wing, number 74. 1 month shy of his 17th birthday, I believe. 4 goals from 6 appearances in RAA NPLSA, 3 A-League appearances too. Impressive for a player of his youth. Work rate impressive as well. Professionalism impressive too. Here he's got some mentors around the A-League already. You're already standing out at NPL level for this Adelaide United youth side. You can assume that there's a bright future in the A-League or beyond coming up for Amlani Tatu. Joey Garuccio Finds himself some space. Launches off that left foot, but Marco Torriani was in the way. On the benches tonight for Adelaide United, Campbell Matner, Frank Busasa, Luka Blazovic, Mohamed Hassan, Fabian Grelli, and Henry Lynch for Adelaide United. For Adelaide Croatia Raiders, Kalen Laird, Paul Radic, Alessio Benvenuto, Joshua Zagnek, Philemon Uwineza, and Lachlan Wishart. Rani Tatu trying to advance it on his own and cut in, but he was ultimately cut off. Corbo tried to clear it, but still caught one of Tatu's boots. But it will be at Adelaide Croatia Raiders throwing. Time to recap some of the other results from this weekend as well. Round 12 in the RAA NPLSA. Metro Stars kicking off the round in impressive style. Big 4-0 win against Campbelltown at home. 2 goals in each half. And at the top of the ladder at the moment, Metro Stars are looking really impressive. Just cut above competition at the moment. In the likely event that we'll see him tested on the national stage, it will be something really special to see from them. Still a lot of seasons play out though. Adelaide City, FK Beergrad as well. That was a 4-2 win away for FK Beergrad in the end, and a little bit of drama in that game as the pace looks to be picking up here a little bit at Service FM Stadium. Ninkuru trying to apply some pressure. Burkett ultimately spilt to Ninkuru and goes back to Akita. And they'll bring it all the way back and start it again with Vincent Barbaro. He was under some pressure there from Tatu. Lezek was picked out, but copped a little bump. It'll be a free kick for them. Just going back to that game last night, Adelaide City, their loss to FK Beergrad. First goal scored in the 5th minute by Adelaide City. We'll get back to that game in a second. Niankuru finds Campbell on that right-hand side. A little eye from the crowd. Who would have liked to see a shot? Nice little cross off that left boot. Did find the head of Costa in that little exchange. And Page comes out from his line to take control of things. Let's go back to that game once again. Adelaide City and FK Beergrad last night. 5-minute goal from Binyam Kabedi to put Adelaide City 1-0 up. At the 7-minute mark, Trimboli got one back. Konstantopoulos made it 2-1 for FK Beergrad in the 18th minute. At 75th, Juan Gutierrez reducing Adelaide City to 10 men. And there was too many yellow cards to mention the remainder of the game, but the other goals, Maxim Ivanic for FK Beergrad in the 88th minute. Yuki Katana got one back for Adelaide City in the 94th. And 96th rather. Ivanic got another one. So plenty of late drama, but ultimately FK Beergrad coming away with the points there. And the last game last night was West Torrens Bacala at home. So unfortunately for them and their home supporters, went down 1-0 to Parra Hills Knights. And earlier today, Nil-all draw at Ellis Park, Comets and Mowbray Jets. And Croydon travelled to Playford to get a 3-1 win. So as we look at the table at the moment, 29 points has Metro Stars. 21 points in second spot, FK Beergrad. 20 for Adelaide United, with the game in front of us in hand. 19 for Campbelltown in fifth, 18 for Croydon, 16 each for Playford and Comets. And number 9, Para Hills, with 15 points. 10th spot, 11 points for Mowbray Jets. And last two spots, the relegation zone. West Torrens Bacalla on 10 and a chance for Adelaide Croatia Raiders to get off that bottom spot, in which they have 8 points. And a chance for them to get something cooking here. Stefan Mateo tries to create some space to get that cross off. Again, the cross comes off of Oliver Zafaridis' left boot. Quick throw in. He's up with Toriani. Back to Akita. Toriani with plenty of time and space to assess his options. Chooses Blazeka. Finds Niankuru. Plenty of red in front of him though. He's got Campbell on that far side. Chooses a shorter option in Corbo, but Akita forced to track back and retreat all the way back to Barbaro. Toriani picks out Blazeka once again. Zafaridis scans, looks for the options. Finds Callum Campbell just about on that right-hand side. He had plenty of space, but Adelaide United Youth Cavalry came to shut him down. Bit of a battle on that far side as well. Niankuru wins it. Nice slide in and a chance opening up here for Raiders. Quick little one. And the shot offloaded. Costa. So some chances here for Adelaide Croatia Raiders in this first half, which they'll be pleased with. Yet to get one on the board as of the 36-minute mark on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. But they'll be very pleased with how they've started. Of course, if we look back just to last week, they also hadn't conceded in the first half with just 10 men for the majority of it. So, well, getting a good start in the first half is good. They'll look to do one better and see that through to 90 minutes tonight. Niankuru. Here's a chance for a cross here from Raiders. The cross gets off. Oh, Stefan Mateo got a foot to it. I'm not sure if it took a deflection or not, but regardless, ends up going out. It looks like it did get a deflection, in fact, because Adelaide United here are setting up to defend the corner kick. It'll be the 19-year-old Donatia Niankuru that'll take this and get it off his right foot. So we'll go from, it'll be an in-swinger. Sends it quite long, in the middle of the 18-yard box. Going to tall head in Marco Toriani, but No good. Going back to the season of Raiders so far. So a couple of consecutive wins during the end of March. They got a 6-0 win against Elizabeth Grove in the Cup. Followed it up with a NPLSA win against Playford City. Not a great record since then. Losses to Comets and Croydon, draw to Para Hills, lost to Campbelltown. However, the cup form been pretty good for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, and if you've been following the draw, we found out that the semi-final for the Federation Cup, there'll be 2 games, one between Metro Stars and Adelaide Comets, and the other one, a derby semi-final between Adelaide Croatia Raiders and FK Beergrad, which will no doubt be an explosive one. But we look forward to seeing in a few weeks' time. But wouldn't Raiders love to have a bit of momentum going into that one with a positive result against Adelaide United Youth tonight? Ninkuru manages to slip it to Campbell. Ninkuru linking up again. Zeka finds Ninkuru once more. He's got Costa in front of him. Looks like he tried to slip it to him just inside the 18-yard box. Didn't make it that far, but Ninkuru keeps possession. He did find Costa on that occasion. Unfortunately, that instance of finding the back of the net won't count. Flag was up. 43 minutes on the One World LED Portal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. And we thank the RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. Riccio. Try get something on the board for Adelaide United in the dying moments of this first half. White. A little chip that finds Nicola. He's got Garuccio there to support him. Chooses to carry into the middle, finds some space. Ended up in no man's land a little bit though. Played it back to O'Neill. And Nicola picks it up for himself on that left-hand side. Shot. Won't trouble Vincent Barbaro though. You've seen plenty of it in his first half. The Raiders keeper. He was called into action a couple of times. Had a fingertip save. That was a result of a little bit of sloppiness out the back. But the Raiders, a couple of opportunities of their own. Page sends it long. Riccio again. Sends it forward. Not sure he was trying to find in the end there. Goal kick that'll be taken by Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Some other action at Service FM Stadium this afternoon. There was the game that meant a little bit of a late kick-off in this fixture between the Football SA NTC squad and West Torrens Bacala in the Apex Steel WNPLSA. As I said, 2-0 win to the NTC squad. Flinders United, Adelaide Comets, WNPL squads currently playing. A little bit too much time there, just outside the 18-yard box, but another opportunity for United. Here we go, loose ball. Eddie Burkett doesn't quite manage to get to it. Marco Toriani managing to gather up, but they were just given a little bit too much time there in a dangerous position, Adelaide United. And they will get a corner kick in the final minutes here. Officially into additional time in the first half at Service FM Stadium. As we were talking about the WNPL earlier, Flinders United currently playing Adelaide Comets. Metro United and Campbelltown playing tonight. Sent in, low and hard. Still somehow in play. Well defended in the end by Adelaide Croatia Raiders, and the whistle goes. And it's half-time in round 12 of the REA NPLSA. Adelaide United Youth hosting Adelaide Croatia Raiders. And as we've been saying, the Raiders will be quite pleased that they didn't concede during this first half. Had a couple of opportunities of their own as well. The more convincing opportunities have probably gone to Adelaide United. Nonetheless, not reflected on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. Look forward to seeing you at the other end of this break.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Hi, Stephen Curry here. Way too many Australians are seriously injured or die on our roads, and everyone has a right to get home safe every day, no exceptions. Let's champion road safety for all our sakes. Remove distractions, keep your phone out of sight, don't speed, drive tired or under the influence, and talk with friends and family about staying safe on the road. For more info, visit the website, take the pledge and wear a yellow ribbon on yourself or your car to show your support. Let's all stay safe out there.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
And he's done so, and he's made it 2-0. Contender for goal of the week. He knows Magello off his line, and he's chipped him from about 25 yards out and taken a 2-0 lead.
Hi, Stephen Curry here. Way too many Australians are seriously injured or die on our roads, and everyone has a right to get home safe every day, no exceptions. Let's champion road safety for all our sakes. Remove distractions, keep your phone out of sight, don't speed, drive tired or under the influence, and talk with friends and family about staying safe on the road. For more info, visit the website, take the pledge and wear a yellow ribbon on yourself or your car to show your support. Let's all stay safe out there.
What I'm excited about, the most, how we can come together, learn about everybody, because we're not the same, but we're somehow the same.
The community came to government to express their concerns about young people. It is our role to listen and it's our role to act.
There's so many kids wanting to play the game from all walks of life.
African Youth Program was established to help Africans through sport, cultural identity, mentorship.
Having a program that's going to target the African children, given it's their sport of choice, presents a huge opportunity to link participation in football with education, which is a perfect thing.
I think the African Youth Program will be a very inclusive program with different teams, different schools coming to play with us.
It's like a very big opportunity to expand skills, knowledge, and in different areas of life.
Most of the kids will grow from this program to be able to become valuable, positive contributors in our society.
Like a voice to be spoken with and not being scared to show your skills.
This empowerment program has many different aspects to it, and of course sport is one of those, but it's actually really about finding your place in the world.
I think everybody's pushing in the one direction to make sure that we can make a real difference.
It's not just a game, it's a very passionate sport that millions of people around the world love to play. That's what football is.
Ryan with the free kick. Hangs off Cameron Woodford's. Oh, what a save. What a save by Cody Ostreich.
Lining up. He's sent into the area. And it's great save there from Woodlands. And we'll give another corner in the end, but
have all 3 points tonight. Although, still possible opportunities. Jai King-Byrne with the header. And Vaughan, I think, had to make that save.
Hit it and does. And it forces a great save from Magetto there and pushes it wide for a corner.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
has a little bit of space, takes it down nicely and plays a nice sweet ball to Millie Scott. Scott on the run now has a shot, and she's beaten her opponent to the far post and opened the score for Metro United. Fine goal by Millie Scott, and it's 1-0 on the One World LED Sportal scoreboard. Rushes aside, great, comes out to Hadaj. She finds Mansueto at the far side, she's onside. Nice touch by Mansueto to pass her opponent, she struck that beautifully. And Metro United have got themselves back ahead after some fine work on the far side of Victoria Mansueto. It's 2-1.
Back to Noto again, just putting a ball into the centre. Could this make it? Number 5! Good save from Lucas.
That ball clipped over from Rojas. The flag has stayed down. Rojas to restore Flinders' lead. Saved. The edge of the penalty area, you would imagine. And the ball might break here. Fox! Oh, great save, Jenner. It might still fall for Fox.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, Football SA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would the kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up, and actually take on the team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with Football SA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given the professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins, the eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
For over 20
Good evening to you. Adelaide United Youth and Adelaide Croatia Raiders slowly making their way back to the Service FM Stadium pitch for second half rather, of this final match for round 12 of the RA8 National Premier League South Australia. All tied up 0-0 at the moment. these two sides. Very different battles for both these teams happening at either end of the table at the moment. For Adelaide United Youth, it's a chance to get them a couple points clear of third spot and second spot on the ladder. That's what they'll achieve if they get 3 points tonight. For Adelaide Croatia Raiders, 3 points will take them off of bottom spot on the ladder. Now, it may or may not get them off the bottom rung because they will be on equal points to the second bottom if they get that 3-point result tonight. But nonetheless, every win crucial in this second half of the season for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. We're a few minutes late getting things underway at the start of the game. That was due to the WNPL game happening here before us, in which the NTC side got that 2-0 win against West Torrens-Bacalla. Now, the good news for you, despite starting about 10 minutes late, it means we didn't have the sun in our eyes at the start of the match. So, just a little bit late for our proceedings this afternoon, but we're just about ready to kick off for the second half in Adelaide United Youth versus Adelaide Croatia Raiders. One change, it doesn't look like any subs yet, but one change for Raiders, their squad tonight. That's Stefan Matteo into the side. Got a red card last week. It looks like they're trying to start things off quick. Here is Matteo. Slips that ball in the middle to Costa. Stops with the back foot. Got the shot off. No good in the end. Oscar Page just saw it over the line. So Adelaide Croatia Raiders looking to start things with a little bit of energy in this second half. They started things off with plenty of energy in the first half last week, and their captain Anthony Costa got a 20-second goal. No luck in the first half of this game as Niankuru sends it in, but straight to the safe hands of Oscar Page. So 2 changes in the Adelaide United squad for tonight compared to last week. And that's the omission of Crawford. And also Fabian Taladzira not in the squad tonight as he picked up a red card in the late stages of last week's game. So Alex Battistella wearing the number 45 coming into the side, along with wearing the number 71. Nico Stanisic, and Stanisic is playing like a number 6 midfield anchor type role. There he is, right on cue to get a touch. Played on to Nicola. And a talk around Adelaide United Youth this week, being around their coach, Anton Andrioli. The fact that he'll be coaching the Adelaide United, the Reds senior team, the 2025-26 A-League season. Some work to do this season still with Adelaide United Youth as Akita tracks back. Looks like he'd done the work in defending Garuccio there, but in the end it's all okay for Raiders, and Vincent Barbaro picks up the loose one. Little push of Reece Thompson. The ball eventually finds Callum Campbell. He just slips it forward to Niankuru. Just get that cross off before it goes out. Chance here still for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, although they get to make anything of it initially. Campbell just got that flick off, but it was mostly red traffic in the middle of the 18-yard box. Still with possession. Yuto Akita got that shot off. Too far out, nowhere near in the end. But a little bit of attacking momentum for Adelaide Croatia Raiders in the first few minutes of this second half. We thank the RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia tonight. And if you love the game, why not study it? Flinders University now offers degrees in sport, teaching, psychology, social work and more at its new city campus. You can apply now for mid-year entry as Alex Battistella battles, and it's looked to have been won by Raiders. It'll be a free kick, Adelaide United. Bailey O'Neill ends up playing it back. Long ball, looking for Lani Tatu. So Tatu was on the far side of the pitch during the first half. He's still on the far side of the pitch, so he's switched from left to right. Clearance from Akita. Almost managed to find Costa. The defensive header going the way of Phyllis. Stefan Mateo for Raiders. Ninkuru. Getting a little bit of physical pressure applied. Plazeka manages to find Mateo. Look to advance a little bit and get the cross off. No, centres. Decided to get the shot off himself. Ultimately, it means Adelaide Croatia Raiders win this corner kick, so not a bad outcome in the end. Taken off the right boot of Niankuru. Curl inward. Plenty of numbers in the middle of the box for both sides. Page gets a hand to it. Blazeka gets a foot to it. Not to any effect. Stefan Mateo tried to launch it from outside the 18-yard box. That one was just a little bit misjudged by Corbo. Flag's gone up. It was offside for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Chance for Adelaide United to slowly build again. Burkett finds Battistella. Back to Burkett. Taking his time assessing. O'Neill looked to try find a gap there, but ended up retreating, and they do so. All the way back to Kasimovic. Battistella. So I mentioned Mlani Tatu being on the far side during the first half and still being on the far side in the second half. It looks like it's Alex Battistella that he switched sides with. And still it's Burkett and Garuccio that are heading up. Neil was looking for Tatu on that. Toriani tracks back. Nice little bit of footwork against Burkett. Niankuru finds himself positioned right to take possession of that. Campbell tried to play it to Niankuru, but not so lucky with the fall of the ball on that occasion. Free kick won by Adelaide United here in the centre of the park. With all the action wrapped up elsewhere in the RAA NPLSA this weekend. United Youth, you can say they'll either find themselves in second spot ahead of FK Beergrave with a win, or equal with them if they take just 1 point away, or just sitting in third spot, equal on 20 points with Adelaide City, but in a crowded sort of upper middle part of the table. Campbelltown City not far behind. They've overcome some poor form despite their loss yesterday on 19 points. And Croydon on 18. Burkett managed to find Battistella. Centres it back to Burkett. Healed it back, but not effective in the end. Mateo Tatu. the way back to Oscar Page, who's on the light side, his 18-yard box now. Here's Tatu. He's got options there. Some fancy footwork and takes his time. Links up with Nicola. Now we'll play it back to White. Back to Sanisic. Garuccio tried to get a little flick off to Burkett, but tried to be a little bit too cute with it in the end. He's cut off. United still keep possession here though. And White will advance by getting it to Amlani Tatu. Some more footwork. Manages to slip it off towards the middle to Burkett. He's under a little bit of pressure. Three blue shirts converging around him. That one's cut off. Oh, an unfortunate slip on the ball there for Oliver Zafridis. Zafridis, rather. Apologies. I think I've been pronouncing it wrong half the night, so my sincere apologies there. Lucky not to get punished there in the end. Raiders with that unfortunate little slip. Costa, Adelaide Croatia Raiders captain, decides to abort mission with contesting for that one, but still keep possession with that throw in. Niankuru links up with Blazeka and tried to run it forward, but was cut off in the end. Reece Thompson thought he found himself with a lucky run there, but the referee was concerned with what had just happened behind him, and play has gone to ground. And there it is, a card shown, yellow card. It looks like it went to Noel Blazeka, I believe. .56 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. Tatu tries to carry it into the middle. Has some help. Burkett. Finds Tatu again. Burkett's gesturing to flick that on so he can carry it towards the touchline. Ends up going 2 minute more wide position. Quite content at the moment, Adelaide United, in their approach, I guess over the last 5 minutes or so, to try to carry the ball in with it at their feet rather than pick out those crosses. It'll be interesting to see which one of these Adelaide United youth players move into the senior men's system next year with their coach Antrioli moving into that senior coach role. One real positive is the fact that Antrioli's been able to mentor these youth and play a system to feed into the senior team on the side of his players. Oh, was a shots launched there. Ryan White, a little bit too far out and is over the top in the end. Going back to the point we were earlier making. For these Adelaide United youth players, the chance to show the future A-League coach what they're made of. Good pick up from Tatu there, but Akita found himself in the right position to defend that. Now here's Niankuru trying to mount a counter-attack. Bodied off the ball. Somehow he still ends up with it. Little point to place his players. Akita gets that shot off. Another opportunity created by Adelaide Croatia Raiders on the counter-attack, and the man at the centre of it is Niankuru. For his size, he did really well with his body there. Managed to keep possession. Calm on the ball to look for options. However, unable to find the back of the net in that instance. Just 19 years old is Niankuru. Central Coast Mariners youth product that has come across to Adelaide Croatia Raiders this year. Thompson finds Niankuru. Chance here for Mateo. Although the ball not good enough, it was just too far beyond him, and Oscar Page is able to gather it up. And as Adelaide United youth have been doing all night, they'll look here to just slow down the action, control things, make Adelaide Croatia Raiders chase. Worth mentioning again the fact that Adelaide Croatia Raiders one man down tonight. They've still got 11 players on the field, but they went down to 10 players last week with Jai King Byrne getting a red card against Adelaide City in just the 6th minute. And he's a player that's been in really, really good form. One of the most important pieces of the puzzle for Adelaide Croatia Raiders this year, despite that they haven't managed to find consistent form. They seem to be doing okay to this stage in his absence. However, on the flip side as well, probably worth mentioning just the fact that they were doing pretty well to about 3/4 in last week against Adelaide City. Cross wasn't enough quality in the end, but Niankuru finds himself in possession under some pressure with 3 red shirts around him. Campbell ends up with it, and he's being pursued as well. Ends up spilling the ball. Looked like he got a bit of a push on the way. Long ball that sent forward, but not quite sure what Garuccio was thinking there. No one there to receive. But the Reds now will chase. Campbell. Costa. He's got Niankuru just tracking forward, but the ball to find him not quite there. And yet another attacking opportunity for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Now, just before that series, I brought up the game last week against Adelaide City, just to retouch on a couple points. Just 20 seconds in before Anthony Costa got that opportunistic first goal. But just 6 minutes later, Raiders reduced to 10 men. And the whole point of that was just to talk about the fact that it was at this sort of point in the game where Croatia Raiders didn't have the composure to fight off City any longer. 71st minute was when they conceded from Yuki Kitano. And then it was the 93rd when Luis Laurie Latanzio scored the second to put Adelaide City in front. So the challenge Adelaide Croatia Raiders tonight to see this game through to 90 minutes, and it will be really big for them if they do manage to take away some points tonight against Adelaide City. Oscar Page just jogging to pick up that one that was struck from well outside. One of the Adelaide Croatia Raiders just trying to take advantage of Page being well off his line. Now it looks like there's going to be a change here for Adelaide United. Alex Battistella, he's making his way to the sideline, as is Stanisic. So it'll be interesting to see how Adelaide United adjust here. Stanisic has been anchoring the midfield for Adelaide United here, so possibly a little bit of adjustment with Taladira not there. Frank Busasa is one of the players that has just come on. He's slipped into that left-hand side of attack. And the other player that's come on for Adelaide United, I can tell you, is Henry Lynch. And it looks like he's slipped into that number 6 role. Blazek manages to get a foot to that. Nicolette defends his space and manages to take a throw in out of that. Tatu was just really patiently waiting for that ball, but ultimately gives it up, although it will be an Adelaide United throw in here. 64 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. No changes yet for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Was following some really late changes that they conceded last week, so it'll be interesting to see if they go about that a little bit differently tonight. Mlani Tatu got the strike off his left boot for that, but a little bit too far out. Looks like it copped the Raiders' foot on the way out, because it will be a corner kick here. Taken short. Well dealt with the Adelaide Croatia Raiders. It found Niankuru via a couple other feet. Ends up with Akita. Still battling to keep possession, although it looks like he has been cut off. Just battling for it. And well dealt with by Adelaide United in that instance. White able to take his time with this. The substitute, Henry Lynch. He's tried to find Mlani Tatu. Akita got the touch on it. Toriani picks up the loose ball. Blazek out. Niankuru, Blazeka again, plays it back to Niankuru. He's got a little bit of space, although he's been quickly pursued by Pusasa. Once again finds himself in his space, does Niankuru. So Freitas sent that into the 18-yard box from a fair way out to the arms of Oscar Page. Burkett. Well, that was interesting. Frank Pusasa had some words about that ball. Meanwhile, got a little bit distracted and it was picked up by the Raiders defender. Somehow Burkett did end up getting a shot that wasn't anywhere near in the end. I did notice Bailey O'Neill just getting the last word as they retreated from that. Oh, confusion here for Adelaide United. Niankuru plays it on to Campbell. Really well-timed defensive slide, but Campbell will still pick this up. Big goal kick here. And some yells from around the ground, because it seems like the spectators not impressed with that little miscommunication. Looked like Henry Lynch was involved with it, the substitution. Not an area of the park where you can afford to have those little miscommunications. And it looks like there's a change being prepared on the Adelaide Croatia Raiders bench at the moment. Just noted Lynch having a bit of a tussle there with Niankuru. Akita not seeming to be feeling the pressure there. Here's Toriani. Niankuru with a cute little flick. A little trip there. The ref's called play on. Reece Thompson that lost his feet. I didn't see a foot from one of the Adelaide United players. And it seems that the ref didn't either. The ball not good enough to find Niankuru. In the end, it's picked up in the middle of the park. Lynch, he found Burkett. Ultimately defended though. Game certainly picked up a little bit of momentum now as Adelaide Croatia Raiders are trying to pick up the pace and put Adelaide United under a little bit of pressure, but it does allow some opportunities for Adelaide United on the transition here. Now looking that instance, find Basas on the left-hand side, but he's cut out in the end by Corbo. Good to find Blazeka. Didn't get there though. O'Neill to White. He's cut off though. Now here comes the chance on the transition for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, and that was a really good defensive bump. That was delivered by Bailey O'Neill. 19 years of age is Bailey O'Neill, and body size pretty impressive. Using it to full effect in that occasion against Reece Thompson. Reece Thompson, a few years his senior, 22 years of age. He's got one goal so far in RAA NPLSA competition this year. Plenty of young talent in this Adelaide Croatia Raiders side. As we've been saying, Niankuru, just 19 years of age. Callum Campbell, 18 years of age. Stefan Matteo wearing the 31 tonight and coming into the side, just 21 years of age. Even the goalkeeper, Vincent Barbaro, just 21 years of age. So youth on their side for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, even though they have been struggling in their second season back in RAA NPLSA. Plenty of work to do in this second half of the season. Corbo used his body well to protect the ball and let Vincent Barbaro take possession. Niankuru gets a nice tidy ball from Akita. Backwards to Freitas. Oh, that was a poor ball from Barbaro, but got out of jail free there. Now the whistle's gone. So that ball was cut off. That was initially passed out by Vincent Barbaro, who's looking for Reece Thompson, but Reece Thompson applied some physical pressure. So he didn't put his side at risk there, but consequently Joey Garuccio's gone down and he'll receive a little bit of a treatment here. Now it seems the referee is reaching for his pocket. Interestingly though, he didn't call the free kick initially. He's got his book out. I haven't seen him show the yellow card. Looks like Toriani was just having a little bit of a chat before referee went back to his book, so I'm a little bit confused about what's actually happened there. Ariani's waving his arms about a little bit, so I'm not sure if the frustration is that he's received a yellow card or one of his players has. Still receiving some treatment in the middle of the park. It's Garuccio. But we found ourselves at the 74th minute mark and still 0-0 on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. But we indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Of course, we thank as well the RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. So these were the moments that got a little bit hairy for Adelaide Croatia Raiders with 10 men last week. So the challenge here to stay switched on. Although they were preparing a player, I don't believe they have made a change yet. Garuccio is still receiving a little bit of treatment on the sideline. So Adelaide United with 10 men at the moment. Here's a chance for Costa. Gets his shoulder to it. Tense moment there for Adelaide United. There's a bit of a body battle between Anthony Costa and the defender. Now it looks like the change was made from Adelaide Croatia Raiders because it was the shirt with the number 21 on it. That was in that advanced area. I can tell you that number 21 shirt belongs to Joshua Zanyek, and I think I got that name wrong, so my apologies there. But an early opportunity for him after coming on. And I've just had a little bit of an update from someone watching. No card shown in the end, just the head injury. A strange little loose one that was just allowed too far into the 18-yard box. Adelaide United's defensive 18-yard box there. And here come United on the counter-attack. Burkett finds Basasa. He's under pressure though. Back to Burkett. 2 on 3. Burkett eventually goes to ground. And free kick one here for Adelaide United. I can also tell you now, with a little help from my friends, Callum Campbell was the player that has come off to make room. So it was interesting last week to see the effect of some of the subs. Just left Adelaide Croatia Raiders looking a little bit disorganised, and I think that's what resulted in that conceding that late goal, which was ultimately the winner for Adelaide City. So, again, pressure on. And there it is. Well, it looked like there was something there. I saw a ball and I saw a net move, but unfortunately for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, hit the top of the net. We're still locked up, 0-0, 77 minutes. On the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard at the moment. Niakuru. Costa floating forward. Was he onside? The flag hasn't gone up just yet. I wasn't sure if he got a touch in the end. Lynch. A little bit of pressure from the substitute. Sasa. Plenty of involvement since he's come in on that left-hand side. Corbo's tracking back. Keeping the pressure, cuts him off, and looks like he managed to defend it without touching the ball, so it will be a goal kick. That Vincent Barbaro will take. Be interesting to see what Adelaide United do here, whether they look to dial things up a little bit against Raiders or whether they are content to just stay in the lane that they're currently in. Curry managed to find himself on the end of yet another loose ball. Under pressure from Lynch, but he's one step ahead of him, and he manages to win the free kick, which he takes quickly to Toriani. He sends it to Zafridis on the left-hand side. Chance for a cross here. It's offloaded. Finds the foot of Costa, although found himself between the ball and the net. Unable to turn around with it and take advantage. Toriani manages to get a foot to that loose ball. And Alessio Benvenuto is on the field now as well, with a little bit of involvement. So Benvenuto in the middle of the park, trying to make something happen for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. And although in terms of the gap between these two sides on the table at the moment, draw will feel like somewhat of a victory for them, but with points being as rare and critical as they are for them at the moment, they've got it all to play for. They'll be going for all three here tonight at Service FM Stadium. Venuto finds Niankuru. They link up again. Ninkuru's just been a consistent target in the middle of the park. It seems when players... Oh, nice little shot from outside. Looked like Costa flew in, got ahead to it. Bit of a shake of the fist from Page. He's got a little bit to say to the referee. Whatever just happened there, the result is a goal kick. Back to what I was saying before, 3 points would be huge for Adelaide Croatia Raiders tonight. As Costa launched it from well outside, looked like about 25 yards or more. A chance from a corner here for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. 81 minutes on the clock at this point in time. Niankuru will deliver an outswing off his right foot. Oscar Page got the hand to it there. I'm not too sure where he was aiming for in the end because there was no blue shirts on the end of it, but someone did go to ground in the middle, but they will get another go around from the corner. Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Two hands in the air this time. Akitas just slipped in to put him under pressure. Flag's gone up. It's offside. And another change here for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. This time it's their captain, Costa, which is calling it a night at 82 minutes. Gets a little applause as he exits the field. And there'll be some fresh blood right up front for Adelaide Croatia Raiders now. Radic picks up with the other sub who manages to control it. Didn't manage to find anyone in the middle, so Radic, the substitution that's just been made for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, and coming into the middle of the attack and hoping to get something happening late in this game. However, here come Adelaide United on the counter-attack. Caruccio's running forward. Kamlani Tatu gets the shot off. Burkett still manages to hold the ball. Barbaro called into action. Frantic moment here for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Musasa with it. Toriani still battling. Niankuru is the man who eventually manages to clear, but frantic few seconds there for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, but it's not over yet. Lani Tatu will look for another cross. Chips it. Was looking for a target in the middle. Was Caruccio he was looking for, but Toriani was all over him. Vincent Barbaro will just take a moment here to try and keep things composed. Just take a breath with his Adelaide Croatia Raiders side. Oh, Radic slips there, then cops a little bump. Although, looks like the United played maybe got the worst of that bump in the end. Kasimovic who bumped Radic, but looks like he might have copped a shoulder in his own rib as a result of that against the shorter man. Nikita gets the foot to clear it. Radic flying in to try and get that. Nice little slide. A chance here for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. It was a tough tackle and the whistle's gone. There was a tough challenge a little bit further on. I think it was Radic that went in with some real fire, but the whistle was blown and it looked like it was just on the edge of the 18-yard box. It's a blue shirt and a red shirt on the ground at the moment, and we haven't seen a lot of drama throughout this game, but it looks like it's coming late. 86 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. Free kick's taken quickly. Looks like Toriani tried his luck there and tried to take a quick free kick. He did find the back of the net. Looks like the referee's trying to tell him to stop his nonsense. Adelaide United players receiving a little bit of treatment. I'd be interested to talk to a ref actually, just to find out how that works. If it is a free kick, whether you are able to take that quickly so it's to your advantage. Not too sure what the rules are when the players receiving treatment and the game has stopped and whatnot. That's one for the referees. Still can't tell you who the player is that's receiving treatment at the moment. All I can see is those brightly coloured boots. Looks like he was touching the arm. He's just taking a bit of a drink at the bottle. There's still a little bit of carry-on happening at the edge of the 18-yard box, the defensive 18-yard box for Adelaide United. Niankuru's got the ball in his hands. So Satiri Phyllis is the player that's limping off at the moment for Adelaide United. Looks like there may be a change or two getting ready to happen now. And there is both sides. So Stefan Matteo, who's had a pretty good outing as he's made his way back into the spot, making weight. About 3 or 4 blue shirts crowding around that ball, getting ready to take that free kick. Toriani's delivering a few instructions to the substitute, who I haven't seen the number of just yet, to be honest. Curry, that'll be taking this free kick. Will be the sub. It looks like it's just about on the line of the 18-yard box. So 89 minutes on the clock. And wouldn't it be huge for Adelaide Croatia Raiders to do something from the spot here and get a win as the underdogs tonight? It's launched. It's not a bad delivery in the end. It was over the crossbar, but not by a whole lot. Can't tell you now, Philomen Guineza was the player that went on and took that free kick. So we have seen a couple of players receiving treatment in the second half. So although we have got 89 minutes on the clock at the moment, maybe still a bit of time to go as Oscar Page sends all his men forward. Toriani gets the help of some additional height to claim that. And blue shirts pressing forward. Burkett sends it back off his chest. Amlani Tatu coming off that right-hand side. Works it into the 18-yard box. Looked like Akita that got the clearance in the end. Got a little bit of a hand in the back for his troubles. It'll be Adelaide United throw-in. As the seconds tick down at Service FM Stadium. A bit of a nervous moment, and it continues here. Opportunistic shot. Oscar Page was able to get a hand to it, but things looking a little bit nervy late in the game here. It looks like it's ultimately playing into the hands of Adelaide Croatia Raiders, who have it all to play for tonight. Reece Thompson finds Radic. Zafaridis. Alessio Benvenuto on the middle. Niankuru, can he create something? No, he's second to it. Toriani slides in to try to claim that. Ends up conceding a free kick now. Oh, we got some fun and games there. Bit of an elbow flying from Marco Toriani. He made sure he picked up that ball. It's not allowed Adelaide United to take that free kick quickly, and he didn't receive that yellow card earlier because he received his first one just then. Burkett shakes off Akita. He's going to be forced into action off the line. But no, the ball wasn't on target anyway. So it will be a goal kick. I'm not sure how far past 90 minutes we are at the moment or how long there is to go. But at least a few minutes in now. And final chance for either of these teams that just put their nose in front in the late stages at Service FM Stadium. Last-ditch chance here. Well, it was a last-ditch chance for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, but Adelaide United find themselves in possession and launch one of their own. And there we go. Looks like a car will be reached for once again, and a little bit of pushing and shoving in the park as tempers flare at Service FM Stadium. So Bally O'Neill was looking to run it forward. Regardless of all the carry on, it'll be an Adelaide United free kick. Now they're probably 5 yards outside of that 18-yard box. Close enough to straight in front, so if you're going to win a free kick late in the game, this is the spot that you want to win it. They've got a little bit of space to work with. If Raiders do set up a wall, they will have a little bit of room to try curl around it and find the back of the net. But they haven't set up for a free kick. Looks like the assistant referee is giving his input. Okay, so there's the yellow card shown to the Adelaide United player. Looks like Garuccio, that's been shown the yellow card. So another little delay late, but there will be a chance here for Adelaide United deep into the second half. Chance for them to claim all 3 points and jump FK Beergrad into second spot on the ladder, the REA NPLSA ladder. Northeastern Metro Stars still away clear on 29 points, even if Adelaide United do manage to end this game with 23. But they'll need to get this one done from the spot, or else they'll be sharing points with the team currently on the bottom of the ladder. The Raiders, 1 point won't be good enough tonight. They'll still be at the bottom and into that relegation zone of the table. So there's the wall. 6 men. Lani Tatu will be the man that'll try to put this away from the spot. Here we go. Sends it in. It's a great kick. It was over in the end, but not by a whole lot. Tatu with a chance to be a hero here at Service FM Stadium. He's got 4 goals to his name already. Won't be 5 on that occasion. Barbaro kicks it out long. Ends it up with Niankuru, the man who's been trying to create all night. And here's a late chance for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Radic slips that ball ahead. Was looking for the player just on that far side, but cut off by Oscar Page. Nikita wins the header. It's flicked forward by Reece Thompson, but a little bit panicked there and not to anyone in the end. Didn't need to rush it. Some animated instructions from the Adelaide Croatia Raiders bench where that throw-in just took place from. Just heard a whistle, but it didn't come from the ground in front of us. Might have been from the stand or even behind. Raiders player goes to ground, still clutching the knee. Akita doing some desperate defending against White. Lani Tatu gets the shot off. Straight to the hands, though, of Vincent Barbaro, who's been called into action on many an occasion tonight. Now, we're going to have a conversation after this game about some of the standout players, but to be honest, it's been so close between all of them. One player that I've got to mention has been a standout, though, for both teams. Niankuru, just the fact that he's been trying to create so much this afternoon, even if he hasn't been rewarded for his efforts. Now here come Adelaide Croatia Raiders, looking to open up a cross, but lost possession poorly there, and a chance for Adelaide United here on the counter-attack, but Toriani looked like he was going to gather that loose ball, but meanwhile, further back on the park, there's been a yellow card given, but it's an Adelaide United free kick. And there is the whistle, and the ball kicked away in frustration. Wouldn't have expected it to be finishing 0-0 here at Service FM Stadium. But that's how it's gone down with 90 minutes, showing on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. The first half didn't see a whole lot of drama, but things certainly got fiery late in the piece. Second clean sheet this season for Vincent Barbaro in goals for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. They'll be very happy with how they defended, especially after they did it so well for about 80 minutes or so last week against Adelaide City with 10 men just to be beaten late. But they do it tonight against the team that were playing to go up to second place, the Young Reds. But there we have it, rounding out round 12 of the RAA NPLSA from Service FM Stadium. Simon Jimenez joining you, and enjoy the rest of the night.